Dickhead.
Go past Topping's Path and turn left onto the I-495 West ramp to New York. turn left onto the I-495 West ramp.
Go!
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-495 West. Police reported ahead.
Lights? Holy cow. You're a genius there. Over right.
Not the case. Okay. They get back, and it was a 5-point swing. You know, if he at least gets down the floor, long way now, he can't get it because he's trailing the play. But, you know, we watched the play at halftime, and he been across half court, you know, and that's part of, that sums up, you know, what our night was. Gotta get a little cranky. Gotta get a little cranky. that's, I mean, I don't know about you. That feels like the most direct shot. Yeah, right. Whether it's
Come on, 660.
go the Jets' second pick overall in the 2026 draft. Yeah. What would be his expectation? That's it for the year. No. Long term. 75. Long-time Pro Bowler. Yeah. All-Pro. Yeah. Hall of Fame. Lead the team to ridiculous height. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You are going to take a quarterback this year because you legit do not have one on your roster right now who's viable. Tyrod Toronto, Justin Fields, just eating whatever that costs you to get rid of them. And we all know that Cook is not one either. So you're going to draft a quarterback. Now, if you take Trinidad Champlin in the second round, or hell, even if you use your, was that the Andy pick? Yeah, 16 pick, and you take Ty Simpson, the expectation now falls for him, making it easier for him as a rookie quarterback. Now, you're going to need a vet. That's handled in free agency. You got plenty of money. You can find somebody to throw out there. They can be the mentor. If you, by not having the option to take a quarterback now, you can take the best player, not just
What the fuck is that?
quarterback. Let's take a quarterback. Now you take the best player in this draft because you need everything. And your pressure on your quarterback has
Floyd.
right? And now you've done that. And now if he stinks. No, but if you take a quarterback into you didn't have to take a quarterback into. I understand that, but if you didn't have to, but if you were going to take a quarterback into, you put so much pressure on. I agree with that, and I'm not even now it's not even now you can't screw it up. That's what now you can't screw up logical beyond at all. You can't screw up the quarterback. You can't screw it up. You can. It's not to the same level of the second overall pick, right? Well, you're going to draft the guy in 16 in the honest. Yeah, or to an ultra draft one in 16 takes one in the second. I'm not arguing with the idea that if you think next year, you're sitting right there saying, I get that. I'm not arguing that they would have been better off not taking a quarterback. I'm arguing that Dante Moore going back to school is not a good thing on any level. And the only argument anyone's making is saving you from yourself. Well, then okay. And that's the argument people use. Yeah. Well, then fire everybody. If the way we're going to go about this is they need to be safe from themselves, then they don't win anything anyway. No, I'm just saying you have a first-time, second-year head coach and a second-year general manager. You think Darren Oakey is going to be Gucci based on the short things he's done in his tenure. But if you force him to now have to take a quarterback, and that quarterback fails, why are they being forced to take a quarterback into something more? Because that's what everybody is saying. Doesn't not necessarily let the process play out. I don't know if I was going to say that. Isn't that what every Jet fan always gets? No. The quarterback. Oh, they got him. With Dante Moore. You're making an assumption that Dante Moore went into the draft. It was a lot that every Jet fan was going to scream. They have to take Dante Moore. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm saying I play the odds.
Hope they get you.
More likely than not, the Jets were taking a quarterback into. I'm going to make this very simple. Now you can take the Jets. You could do yesterday. Was that good? Was that good? It's not bad. Of course it's bad. It's not bad in the draft. It would have gone early. It's not in the draft. That is not bad. No, not bad. It is bad. You're just saying that the Jets are so stupid. They're such buffoons. They're such idiots. No. And this is what Frank was saying. I think you guys are crazy. No. So dumb. They need to be saved by a teenager saying, I'm going back to college. I reject that notion. It is not a good thing for a talent now to go back in the draft. Now I'm confused what you're upset about. I'm upset that he went back to college. Why? I had just said he's not ready to be an NFL player. That was the problem. Again, it's still irrelevant to my point. It's not about Dante Moore. It's about him being there, giving the Jets more options. Okay, he's not there. So it's bad for the Jets. It's not bad for the Jets. It might save them. You're making this argument. Look at the Jones. Like a best player in two. And then you take Ty Simpson at 16 and he worked up to the guy's actually ready to play the league. Here's great news. I no longer hate Craig anymore for his opinion because you two share it. And it drives me nuts. Isn't that the right opinion? No. Absolutely. It's so wrong I don't even see your opinion. Okay. We don't know if Dante Moore was going to be a good NFL player. We don't know. He's not ready to be in the NFL. He's not ready to be in the NFL. We're just going to draft him. Oh my God. When did I say that? When did I say that? When did I say we're drafting Dante Moore? I think. But exactly that. I didn't say that. Every Jet fan wanted. No, they don't. I was a Jet fan. I'm standing right here. Every whatever these prognosticators, that's what they predict. They could have traded back. All they needed was one other team to want a quarterback and believe in Dante Moore and have maybe more of the. I just don't see how this is bad. I just Dante Moore came out, how his pro day would have gone, how the combine would have gone, and how, forget the Raiders, because it's likely they would have taken Mendoza, very likely. But you never know. So you're still upset because you're not getting Fernando Mendoza. Well, I am upset they're not getting Fernando Mendoza, but I'm also upset that I got people, and now you're a part of it, saying that Dante Moore staying in school is somehow good for the New York Jets, because they're such idiots. I didn't say they could have done something. No, I'm not going to sit here. They're idiots. They're going to do something. They'll make it. That's great to say this is the greatest thing for the Jets, but I'm saying it's not a bad thing. Oh, it's a bad thing. Because now you don't have the option to screw it up. It's very exactly. Well, if they're going to screw it up, then they're going to screw it up anyway. That's the way I look at it. You also lost the right thing. So nobody will have every right to know. When you hang around one, when you sit there, you're watching the Atlanta Falcons blow a game at the end, you clap in your hands, you think it's a good thing for the franchise. You get what you show because you would be in the first pick. You want to sit on what you did? What games you it's just what we told you.
Good, you're a fucking illegal.
I'm not going to defend myself. Take it from here. Why? This is where you're on my side because you don't want to take. You don't want to win games. Okay, you got to win games. I guess what happens when you win games, you run out of option 7, the one thing you're complaining about right now. But here's the thing, that's a fan thing. We're not talking about the fan thing, we're talking about from a organizational standpoint. I think the business debate that we're having, whether or not this is a good or bad thing, it's not about the fans, it's about the team. Yes, it's about having as many options as possible.
Flat road.
I understand the concerns around Dante Moore. If you ask me, is he better off going back to school to get more seasoning? Yes. Was I, not even a question, was I definitely going to stand on the table and say draft him at 2? No. There's 6 months before the draft. Not 6 months. There's 4 months before the draft. I don't know where I would have been. All I know is it would have been better for him to be there because there's other possibilities that could have benefited the Jets, including the trade back scenario. Because all you needed was one team to say, I believe in Dante Moore and I want him to sit for a year because we have the infrastructure to allow that to happen. With him not being in the draft, that's gone. And yeah, it does create the other question, which I know we're going to have for the next 4 months, so we can table it today, which is what the hell did they do with quarterback? It's a complicated question. Free agent and a second round or third round, whatever. Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I will tell you my gut opinion on January 15th upon hearing the news of Dante Moore, and we'll reevaluate if I evolve on this. Number one, I'd be aggressive and try to sign Malik Willis because he provides the upside of the veteran quarterback. He's a free agent who I'm not necessarily using as a stopgap. I hate to use the term lottery ticket because I used it with Justin Fields, but he's a lottery ticket. How about Carson back in the 3rd round? And then drafting someone, and it could be as early as the 1st round. We'll see if Trinidad Chambliss is in this draft, where his value is. Yeah. He's the guy who was most drawn in by, but then drafting somebody to at least sit behind Willis, maybe play this season, and if things take care of itself in a way that Sean predicted last night on social media, where the Jets suck no matter what they do, then we're probably redrafting a quarterback next year anyway. But it's true. If you want the option of Dante Moore, guess what? You're going to have that option. But just to bring it back to what you said about me and my son being at the Falcon game, you cannot ask me. I don't think it's fair, at least. You can ask me whatever you want. I don't think it's fair to tell me in September and October you have to root against your team. And I think that I can't do. We were in September and October. I knew they stunk by the time. No. I'm moving forward. We can forget the past. We're talking about moving forward. You cannot tell me in September and October, you're happy about me, what is you loser? That's not fair. We as fans always want to go into a year believing we have a chance. Now, is there a moment late in the year in which we should flip the switch to we're better off losing? Absolutely. No. I should never flip the switch. Now, argue with Sean does it. At the end of the day, it's a rookie we're talking about. All right. So there you go. Tiki told you. Okay. Put you in your place. Saying you don't want to respond. Okay. Without Jackson North and John Schramm position to trade up based on where they were by sucking at the end of the year, they don't have John Harbaugh for that. It all works out. Yeah, but that sucking year, they get traded up regardless. Don't roll my head out. Your argument sucks. Yeah, it does. That's not a good look. By the way, leave it. It was 2003. What the hell you mean? That was like when we were kids. Oh, I was only 19. I was sort of a kid. To be fair, I was in 10th grade, guys. I was a kid. I was like borderline kid. I had a kid. Well, that just shows how old you are. Let's go to Nick in Queens. What's up, Nick?
All right, I'm here to stop the nerd alert from that question earlier, so please stop calling. No more nerdy questions.
Good job.
All right, that's number one. Number two, I'm going to congratulate you, Evan. This is the best thing that happened to the Jets in years. Finally, there's going to be a winning organization in the stadium formerly known as Giants Stadium. And I just want you to enjoy it and revel in the sunlight, bask in it, and feel it. And you know what? It's going to benefit you, my friend. You guys are going to learn how to win. Congratulations.
Nick, I'm going to tell you a little secret, and I'm not there yet, but I will get there, and I want full transparency, and luckily I feel comfortable doing this, knowing I work with the great Tiki Barber, and I work with the great Sean Morash, and this station is filled with Giant fans. If you're going to have that arrogance, and I know Sean's going to have that arrogance, there's a damn good chance. Fly, Eagles, fly. There's a damn good chance. Come on, you can't have it. If you're going to talk that Eagle fan of the Well, you don't know that. Todd in New Providence. Hey, Todd.
Hey guys, I was just calling because I was just telling Sean, this is the Giants' last hope before they became a punchline. I mean, you know, if you look at the Browns, for example, yeah, they might have won more games than the Giants the last 5 years, but they're a punchline. So the Giants were kind of like at that crossroads where, yeah, maybe because they have the championships in the last 25 years, they're not a punchline yet, but one bad hire, they would have been a punchline, so I'm very excited.
I think they had become a punchline over the last couple of years, especially after the Saquon stuff. So I think the punchline era, the LOL era, as I like to call it, had already started. But yes, this combined with Jackson Dart has an absolute chance to stop it. But you know, it definitely does. And the way we listen to the top of the show, you can rewind on the Odyssey app. But if you go back and look at the last 4 cycles for the Giants and hiring coaches, it was every 2 years, so you know it. 16, 18, 20, and 22. There really wasn't that perfect, guaranteed, consistent, competent head coach stuck for the Giants to hire. It wasn't. They got stuck with offensive coordinators who were first-time head coaches, except for Mike McCarthy. And maybe you get lucky if you take Kevin O'Connell or Mike Vrabel. And again, we can look at this in retrospect and say, well, Mike Vrabel, you should have gotten Mike Vrabel. Nobody knew Mike Vrabel was going to be Mike Vrabel. You're talking about established guys out there. That were really their first Mike shot. McCarthy was the first one. Was the first one. And the only shot at. The only one they had a shot at. And so they did what every other team did. Let's hire a first-time offensive coordinator. They're back and it failed. Let's hire Pat Shermer, who had some experience, but really hadn't thrived yet as a head coach. Really good offensive coordinator. He failed. Let's go get Joe Judge because Bill Belichick said so. He was terrible. And then Dave had some success the last 4 years, but this was the first time that they had a shot at somebody who had real success, competency, and an organizational belief that he could be a winner. And the Giants got him. And it's true. And by the way, everybody wanted him. Yeah, every single team. Bruce in Brooklyn. Hey, Bruce.
How you doing, guys? You guys are still great, even in the New Times Live.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about Weed Eubank because Baltimore and New York have kind of an interesting history there. Because Weed Eubank was from Baltimore, and they beat the Giants in back-to-back NFL championship games, 58 and 59. Then Don Shula became Baltimore's head coach when Weed Eubank came to the Jets. And then the Jets beat Don Shula and the Colts in Super Bowl III.
Yeah, the best comp, though, with Weed Eubank, as we mentioned
Super Bowl
earlier,
III.
is the only guy in the history of New York sports to have coached or managed a team to a championship, then come to a New York team, and also coached and managed them to a championship, and Weed Eubank's championship came in Baltimore. That's the comp everybody would love, even if it was a million years ago. He did the I-95 route, wins 2 championships with the Baltimore Colts, comes to the New York Jets, Super Bowl III, the rest is history. Alexa, he's calling from New York. What's up, Alexa?
Hey guys, how's it going? I need your help to talk me off the ledge on Joe Shane. I know you said that without the Jackson Dart draft, John Harbaugh wouldn't be in the Giants facility, but we've seen the video, it's a little skeptical on whether Joe Shane really wanted him anyway. There's questionable decisions. You can chalk up Saquon dealings, how he dealt with the secondary, kind of went out the worst in the league on the back end. I know he got out of the way during this process, saying whatever he needs to say, but I just don't know that there's enough the tiki and all the Greek restaurants in New York and New Jersey persuade me that Joe Shane's steak is pretty good.
Okay, where you from? Australia?
Yeah, I grew up in Australia. I've been a Giants fan since a young kid in Australia, so this is about as excited as I've been in a very long time.
I love that. I will sell you with one brief little thing, and it's about fairness. Years ago, and let's just, for the sake of this argument, assume it was true. Ben McAdoo leaked out he really wanted Patrick Mahomes. Is that the story?
Yes.
Everyone? Yes. Did any of us look at Ben McAdoo and say, oh, but we love Ben McAdoo. You really wanted Patrick Mahomes? No. It's about what the ultimate decision is. Yeah. And so even if Brian Dable wanted Jackson Dart and Joe Shane did, Joe Shane ultimately decided to listen. No, you're right. His head coach has to do. I do. And I'm not going out of my way to help Joe Shane. I'm being honest. I think that is leadership. Yeah. And I think the Saquon stuff, so much of that was about money. It was about getting the cap situation right. Because we all remember what he was handed. And it was a disaster. Bad contract, into the future. It was rough. And so Saquon, as much as we want to put it on Joe Shane, Saquon turned down a deal that he ultimately accepted from the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the same deal. Now, the Eagles took care of him after he worked for 2,000 yards, won a Super Bowl, and made him the second or maybe even the highest, whatever. He's one of the top 8 running backs in the NFL at this point. But the Giants weren't going to be able to do that. By the way, the Giants weren't in position to help Saquon become that player either. Their offensive line wasn't good enough. So, I know the Saquon stuff is the big story. It gets a little bit overblown because the Giants weren't ready for that. It would almost have been a disservice to Saquon if he had stayed here. We'll get to your calls coming up, but also when we come back, I'm very curious, and every Giant fan's going to have to answer this over the next few months. What are the new expectations? John Harbaugh, what are your new expectations for the New York Giants in 2026? Tiki and Sean give us their answers coming up, plus the latest on Kyle Tucker. Your call is 888-808-1019. Evan and Tiki, player to watch, is sponsored by Dr. J. Shaw at Samuel Institute for Pain Management. Select 825, building our future. JAG Physical Therapy. Give back the life you love. The player to watch is easy this week, especially here in New York. It's Sam Darnold from the Seattle Seahawks. He's rehabilitated himself and become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. Can he make it happen? Is the next way to get to the NFC Championship game. Sam Darnold, Evan and Tiki's player to watch. This Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by Dr. J. Shaw at Samwell Institute for Pain Management. Visit SamwellPain.com. Odyssey Sports Minute.
For one NFL coordinator that should get a head coaching job this cycle, this Vikings defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. Flores has coordinated amazing defenses throughout his career, and I think was underrated as a head coach with the Miami Dolphins. Minnesota went 9-8 this season with J.J. McCarthy, Matt Grossberg, Carson Wentz, quarterback. That's because of the defense. 5 Pittsburgh for Baltimore. I'm bringing in Brian Flores. I'm Brendan Nelson.
In 2 miles, use the right lane to take exit 53 towards Zacticos Parkway, Bayshore.
Prediction markets. Trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Demand contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switch saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings of new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary subject to terms and availability.
You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need.
Fuck you.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Wish your life came with a warning app.
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but pre-diabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihavepre-diabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pre-Diabetes Awareness Partners. Partly Sunny.
In half a mile, use the right lane to take exit 53 towards Sagticos Parkway, Bayshore.
Mayo country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke mayo. Look for the yellow lid. Sunday no longer fun day. Walking the dog. We've got a specialist for that. With 45 Castle Cowboys optimal.
Use the right lane to take exit 53. Then use the right lane to merge onto Long Island Expressway North Service Road.
Staten Island to Southampton. Our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster.
It's a fast car.
.com.
Continue on Long Island Expressway North Service Road for 3/4 of a mile.
For those who expect more from their drive, with standard high-active all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling, responsive performance, set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Leave in 2025 on the CX-5.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take the ramp to Bayshore South.
USA.com.
Make money trading on sports, politics, culture, and more. Legally nationwide with Kelsey. From sports to Bitcoin to TV Oscars, if it matters, you can trade on it. Trade the game, player props, and more. Use code BAM for $20 when you trade 100. KALSHI. Kelsey. Trade on anything. Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years
Use the right 2 lanes to take the ramp to Bayshore South.
Your system.
Then you'll use any lane to take the ramp to Sagticos Parkway South, Bayshore South.
New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them.
Use any lane to take the ramp to Sagticos Parkway South.
HVAC.com.
We'll hear the radioactive on the IRS.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800.
In 600 feet, merge onto Sagticos Parkway, Sagticos State Parkway.
For real people.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use the promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
In 2 miles, use the left lane to take the Southern State Parkway West exit toward New York.
Found my list in a half hour showing Cinco de Ocho, our favorite games ever at the old Giant Stadium. Being on this yesterday, I feel damn good about it. We'll get to it in a half hour, but obviously Sean Harbaugh, the next head coach of the New York Giants, has elicited a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. excitement, rightfully so. It changes your feelings about this franchise moving forward. At the beginning of the show, we were talking about Joe Schoen, the much maligned general manager of the New York Giants. All of a sudden, Joe Schoen gets to walk around town a little bit different of a hop in his step. But I also think what this hire does is it changes your view on next year, especially when you see what a coaching change can do, right? We've seen it with New England, the success they're having this season, the Chicago Bears, the success they're having this season. So I ask you, Tiki, and you, Sean, and this isn't predictions, this is what I expect now from my football team, now that I have a real head coach. Is it a Super Bowl or bust year? Is it a playoff or bust year? What are your new expectations for the Giants now that you have a real head coach? I think
In half a mile, use the left lane to take the Southern State Parkway West exit toward New York.
Right now is going to be a winning season. Postseason for it would be fantastic. Gotcha. Right? Going to the Super Bowl would be awesome. It could happen. Unlikely, but it could happen. But everybody said it was unlikely for the Patriots. And it was unlikely for...
Use the left lane to take the Southern State Parkway West exit.
Absolutely. Nobody was sold on Caleb Williams after year one. Now they're sold on him. So I think a winning season is what my floor is. Winning season is the floor. Fair enough?
I mean, I guess it's sort of that, but I'm just going to start with this baseline. This is my pure expectation. I need to leave Thanksgiving weekend.
Use the left lane to merge onto Southern State Parkway. Then use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left to stay on Southern State Parkway.
6 wins in the NFC East and 7. Be a real looking team that you can...
Take a slight left to stay on Southern State Parkway.
That's a good reason. I'll live with that. At least you made me get to December going, we got a shot.
Injuries could derail anybody's season. I wrote down my expectations. Yeah. And Tiki, you can think now.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
So I have control of the Giants, which I am not. I am merely being an IFO in this regard. Now let me make this clear. If the Giants have a bad season, if they don't meet my expectations, who would have suggested John Harbaugh could be...
Use the left 2 lanes to take the ramp to Southern State Parkway.
Disappointing seasons happen. I think you gotta make the playoffs. And I say that because to make the playoffs, it's hard because just look at the division. Chase Daniel's going to be back. And so Philly is Philly, especially if they hire Daves. Yeah. The Cowboys, if they do anything defensively to shore up their biggest weakness, they had one of the top offenses in football. Their defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. So the division is tough. I didn't say that. Unlike with, I was going to say New England, but it's not even the case because the Bills are good. I'm trying to think of a division that's just foregone. There aren't really any. No, it turned out to be the NFC South. That's how it always plays out. It's not like it's the NFC South where it's like, all right, we just got to be somewhat over, okay, but 500 might winning division. But my counter to that is the NFC.
Detention facility near El Paso, but a witness tells the AP that guards had pinned him to the floor, cuffed him, and put him in a chokehold. The El Paso medical examiner has issued a preliminary finding that the death was a homicide caused by asphyxiation from chest and neck compression. The incident is under investigation.
Something big just rolled into 7-Eleven. Meet our 4 new Johnsonville sausages, hot and ready on the roller grill. Smoky cheddar, loaded with Wisconsin creamy cheddar smoked with real hardwood chips. Jalapeno cheddar, bold and milky cheddar with a spicy jalapeno kick. Smoked Polish, seasoned with black pepper and garlic, slow smoked for serious flavor. And ultimate Italian, bursting with basil, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Right now at 7-Eleven, get any 2 roller grill items for just $3.50. That's any 2 roller grill items for $3.50 at 7-Eleven. Valid 2-3-3-26 participating stores only. While supplies last. Visit store for full terms.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm that's there to help accident victims. I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago when he built D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm, one client at a time.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I often tell the story of how my father lost his leg in a construction accident so people understand I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24.
Continuing the legacy means working closely with my father and our team. When you're injured, we know a big decision has to be made. Call our team first.
D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino, Law Fight Back. Here we've been telling everybody we know, all the listeners and people in the streets, that we love
IQ mini oven, and they got to get one too.
Yeah, folks, sounds like another Chef IQ moment. So now we've got the Chef IQ Sense of Meat Thermometer that we've been talking about for months, and that meat thermometer is already a legend. This mini IQ oven isn't just mini, it is mighty. The IQ mini oven is a sleek 11-in-1 smart convection powerhouse that air fries, bakes, broils, roasts, toasts, slow cooks, and more. And by the way, 40% faster than traditional ovens with pro-level results and zero guesswork.
Yeah, it's got app integration, voice prompts, haptic touchscreen. I mean, that sounds like a lot of stuff. I'm just here to tell you that it is so easy to use, and even if you are a terrible cook, everything's going to come out great with the Chef IQ mini oven. It's built to perform, designed to impress, and you can get 30% off now with promo code BOOMER at chefiq.com. Again, that's promo code BOOMER at chefiq.com. Now this message, John Thurr Cancer Center, call 833-CANCER-MD. For nationally recognized care. Muhammad Ali is still going to make you laugh even though we lost him nearly a decade ago. I'll tell you about that, but first, Winds News Time 3:51. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Andre Farrow.
And roads remain wet. You want to reduce speeds. We have a couple of things going on in Queens. A southbound crash on the Cross Island Parkway heading down towards Linden Boulevard. So right before you get to the Southern State, it's very slow. Now, if you're south of Hempstead Turnpike, you're already committed. But if you haven't gone past Hempstead Turnpike, you might want to hop on Hempstead Turnpike right by the UBS Arena and try to avoid that slowdown. The southbound side of the Cross Island is also busy right around the Cross Island and Northern Boulevard. You might want to go Clearview if you're using the Throgs Neck. Not bad at the Whitestone and Throgs Neck bridges, but the Triborough Bridge is slow on the Manhattan span heading towards the Harlem River Drive because of those Harlem River Drive delays. There's also a crash on the northbound FDR just north of 97th Street. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. At least 15 minutes in at the George Washington Bridge. Outbound looks good, but the westbound cross Bronx has a crash by the Sheridan, and that's bumper-to-bumper traffic passing the Bronx River Parkway. Lincoln and Holland tunnels are in very good shape. Round trip, just about 10 minutes across the board. We do have the Pulaski Skyway closure, so you have to use truck routes 1 and 9 or the Newark Bay extension. Andre Farrow, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Now the IQ weather forecast with meteorologist Carl Erickson.
All right, Ashoka, as we go through the evening and overnight hours, a brief break from this wintry weather with a low 32, but more snow is on the way as a coastal storm develops tomorrow. We'll spread snow as early as around 6 a.m. or so back into the city. So be prepared for that. We'll have snow on and off throughout the day, and it'll continue through at least the first half of tomorrow night before tapering off near and after midnight. Now, total accumulations, will break that down for you. Looks like for Midtown, around an inch of accumulation when things are all said and done, but for the rest of the surrounding boroughs in that 1 to 3 inch range, and that will likely be the case out across Long Island as well. Now, higher snowfalls can occur. The exact track of that storm as it does shift a little bit further west. So keep it locked in here in 1010 Winds. The latest updates on that. Either way, expect slippery conditions, especially heading into tomorrow evening. As we'll top off for a high tomorrow around 34, back down to 25 tomorrow night. And windy, colder behind the departing storm Monday into Tuesday. Sunshine does return on Monday with a high of 36, but feeling even colder there on Tuesday with a high only of 25. Currently, it's 33 and mostly cloudy. Humidity 92%. Wind southwest at 9 miles per hour. European current temperature 33 going down to 32 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather with our meteorologist Guy Erickson on New York's weather station 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
The Postal Service is rolling out a Muhammad Ali commemorative stamp.
It was unveiled in his hometown of Louisville, and 22 million are being printed. The stamps feature a 1974 photo showing him holding up his gloves in a fighting stance. His widow, Lani Ali.
He would say, I told you, the only way I could be licked is if I was put on a postage stamp. He goes, and I'm going to be licked a lot. He'd say something like that.
She said the stamp will travel millions of miles and remind the world of a man who dared to believe kindness could be powerful.
Correspondent Cammie McCormick didn't laugh, but I do. Every time. The city's iconic Martha Graham Dance Company has become the latest act to cancel a performance at the Kennedy Center. The century-old dance troupe says it will no longer appear in April as part of its centennial tour. The cancellation comes amid a growing boycott of the Kennedy Center since President Trump returned to office, replaced the board with allies, named himself chairman, and renamed the venue the Trump Kennedy Center. Numerous artists, including Stephen Schwartz and Bella Fleck, have pulled out, citing concerns over politicization. As of now, few major acts remain on the Kennedy Center's calendar for this year. There is a big mini fridge recall with just under 1 million Frigidaire branded products in the U.S. impacted.
The expanded recall involves 330,000 Frigidaire mini fridges sold exclusively at Target. The appliance distributor, along with the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, says the electrical components could short and raise the risk of fires and potential burns, pointing to 6 fires that resulted in property damage. Last year, 634,000 mini fridges were recalled after more than 24 incidents of overheating and fire risks. Consumers are urged to cut the cords and write recall across the mini fridge. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch.
Luxury travel is climbing to new heights as $230,000 treks up Mount Everest make the mountain a luxury playground for the ultra-wealthy. Lucas Furtenbach, founder of Furtenbach Adventures.
This is development that I personally could see starting after the pandemic.
And Lauren Wilt, U.S. CEO of luxury concierge service Quintessentially, says wealthy travelers are increasingly looking for unique, exotic trips with meaning.
Really taking it to the next level.
Furtenbach says this all has the outdoor adventure companies offering amenities and charging prices earlier climbers could never have imagined.
We can set up a bed in base camp. People used to sleep on very thin mattresses with a sleeping bag. Now we can have beds, we can have heated tents, we can have a Western chef coming into base camp. We can serve good wine. We can have Italian coffee with a big Italian coffee machine.
I'm Denise Pellegrini.
As citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3? Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Larry Mullins here. After an accident, you need a trusted law firm with an army of efficient staff members. That's Spector and Associates, your serious injury attorneys. Spector and Associates understands how devastating an accident can be and will fight relentlessly. Spector and Associates serious injury attorneys are based in New York. Construction accidents, car accidents, slips, trips, and falls. Call them now. 800-318-8888. Spector and Associates has recovered hundreds of millions for the injured. Been in an accident? Visit crashinjury.com or call 800-318-8888. The lawyers at Spector and Associates serious injury attorneys fight hard, win big to get you what you deserve. Call them now. 800-318-8888. That's 800-318-8888. Or visit crashinjury.com.
Spector and Associates, your serious injury lawyer. 800-318-8888.
Licensed in the Tri-State, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. A business operations specialist is sought by Peace Electronics Corporation in Peterborough, New Jersey. Business operations specialists will provide expertise and analysis to assist the company in the process of improving how their business operates, create and implement standard operating procedures and process workflows. Check that the stores of the licensees are compliant to the company's operational standards. Conduct random inspections and audits of the licensee's stores to ensure brand standards are being met. Ensure stores have proper inventory levels to support sales growth and to meet local market demand. And complete store visit reports. High school degree and 24 months of experience in the job or a managerial position are required. Send resume to Uzi Irtari, President, 600 Hollister Road, Peterborough, New Jersey, 07608. Again, send resume to Uzi Irtari, President, 600 Hollister Road, Peterborough, New Jersey, 07608. Again, send resume to Uzi Irtari, President, 600 Hollister Road, Peterborough, New Jersey, 07608.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
WINS-FM in HD1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Sarah Milano is at the editor's desk. I'm Ashok Kabbalah. All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on
at 4 o'clock. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. A winter weather advisory has been posted for the city for tomorrow with another round of snow on the way. An update just ahead from AccuWeather. Well, the city getting a new parks commissioner. Mayor Mamdani announcing his pick today during a stop in the Bronx. New Jersey's Governor-elect Mike Sherrill in Virginia today for the swearing-in of Abigail Spanberger, another former congresswoman becoming the first female governor of her state. Members of Congress visiting Denmark to do some damage control as President Trump ramps up his threats to take over Greenland, a Danish territory. And a side benefit to weight loss drugs, investors expect the airline industry will be saving big bucks on fuel because their passenger loads are getting lighter. Well, the Islanders skating against the Flames today, then tonight the Knicks and Suns at the Garden. The Devils home against Carolina. Earlier, a win for the Rangers in Philly. AccuWeather calling for partly cloudy skies tonight, low 32 before snow returns tomorrow. Wind speed time is 4:01. Let's get you where you need to go. Here is Andre Farrow.
And roads remain wet, so you want to reduce speeds. We're working on clearing a crash on the southbound Cross Island Parkway right by Hempstead Turnpike as you pass the UBS Arena. So if you're south of that, you're already pretty much committed. But the crash is clearing and off to the shoulder that was located by Linden Boulevard. You could use the southbound Cross Island now as you make your way down towards the southern state. It's going to deal with that delay. Now, if you're using the Triborough Bridge, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Manhattan span of the Triborough RFK is slow heading towards the Harlem River Drive, but the Whitestone and Bronx remain a very good ride. Inbound George Washington Bridge around 20 minutes on the outbound side because of the Cross Bronx delays, where we're working on that crash westbound by the Sheridan that's slowing you down. Lincoln and Holland Tunnel just around 10 minutes round trip. We'll take it. Pulaski Skyway remains closed for the day, so you're dealing with extra volume on 1 and 9 and the Newark Bay Extension because of that closure. And it didn't help with the weather that we had today, that's for sure. The Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound, lots of volume there. And westbound LIE, from the LIE to the Willie B across the Kosciuszko, bumper-to-bumper traffic all the way to Flushing Avenue, and the inbound don't go on. It's 39th Street up to the Brooklyn Bridge. No thanks. Andre Farrow, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Well, some brief but heavy snow today, and it's not done with us just yet. Another round of white stuff due to arrive tomorrow morning. AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson here live now with the details. Carl?
Yeah, right, and more wintry weather on the way. At least a brief break here for the rest of today and into tonight from earlier today's snowfall. Now, we do have a coastal storm developing here overnight and into the day on Sunday. That will spread northward back into the city very early Sunday morning. Looks like by 6 or 7 o'clock, that snow will begin to fall. It'll be with you throughout the day Sunday and into at least Sunday evening before wrapping up by midnight. A pretty fast-moving storm. We're just right on the western fringe of that, so accumulations not all that high with them, but still enough to create some slippery travel conditions, especially tomorrow night. Now, total accumulations will break that down for you anywhere from around an inch in Midtown itself, but their surrounding boroughs were a little bit colder, 1 to 3 inches expected there, and that'll be the case out across Long Island as well. But keep a look in here in 1010 winds. It's just a slight shift in that storm track could bring some of those higher snow totals into Manhattan itself. Donna?
All right, Carl, now stick with 1010 winds at 92.3 FM this weekend. We will keep you posted on the track of this bad weather. Now, bad weather does often mean flight delays, and there's no exception to that. Ground stops earlier at all 3 major area airports, leading to a collective 400-plus delays so far. A ground stop is still in effect at LaGuardia. Police are now looking for 3 men after the violent robbery of a 14-year-old boy yesterday in Queens. The trio approached the teen on Roosevelt Avenue in Flushing near Prince Street and pulled a knife on him. The teenager wound up stabbed in the shoulder during a scuffle before the trio made off with his cell phone worth around $400, police say. They expect the teenage victim to be okay, but no arrest yet. NYPD Crime Stoppers has posted photos of the suspects on social media. Mayor Mamdani announcing another key official in his new administration, his choice for Parks Commissioner.
She was the Manhattan Parks Commissioner since 2024. Now she's taking on the city. Mayor Mamdani says he's proud to appoint
Tricia Shimamura as New York's new Parks Commissioner.
We hear from her.
Parks is the agency of affordability. With over 30,000 acres of parkland, playgrounds, and sports courts, we are the official backyard of New York City families.
And Mayor Mamdani says these recreational spots are centers for creativity, and they've been neglected for far too long.
They are also the rare corner of our city that are truly accessible and affordable to each and every person who calls the city home.
Amanda Alexander, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM. Well, history was made today in Virginia, where Abigail Spanberger was sworn in as the state's first ever female governor.
It is with a profound sense of duty to all Virginians that I assume the governorship and pledge myself to work tirelessly on behalf of our Commonwealth.
Spanberger is a Democrat and a former member of the House, just like New Jersey's Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill, who attended the inauguration in Virginia today. Sherrill's swearing in is coming up on Tuesday at NJ Pack in Newark. Virginia's new lieutenant governor made history today as well, the first ever Muslim woman to serve in statewide office anywhere in the U.S. The state also swore in its first ever black attorney general. Well, these threats from President Trump, he's now vowing to hit European nations with a 10% tariff as they oppose his efforts to take over the Danish territory of Greenland. He writes in a social media post that the tariffs will begin next month and go up to 25% on June 1st if the deal isn't in place for the U.S. to take over the island by then. Several members of Congress are in Denmark today, trying to ease tensions.
Across the Atlantic from Washington to Denmark and across the aisle, members of Congress spoke up for Greenland.
Greenland needs to be viewed as our ally, not as an asset.
There's a lot of rhetoric, but there's not a lot of reality in the current discussion in Washington. That's pushback against President Trump's insistence he will have it.
We're going to see what happens with Greenland. We need Greenland for national security.
Correspondent Rainey Inocencio. Now, critics say the only reason President Trump has any interest in Greenland is because it's rich in rare earth minerals like gold, zinc, copper, and uranium as well. Ukrainian officials are in Miami today in another effort to hammer out a peace deal with Russia. The talks will center around Ukraine's effort to gain some security guarantees to guard against any future Russian invasions. Ukrainian officials will also discuss post-war reconstruction plans. The delegation is meeting with White House envoy Steve Witkoff, President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll as well. Well, NASA's new moon rocket is slowly making its way toward the launch pad today for what the space agency hopes will be the first flight around the moon in more than half a century.
The Space Launch System, the SLS, is now out of the barn, riding on top of an Apollo-era mobile transporter for the Saturn V moon rocket, and later the space shuttles from the VAB out to launch pads 39B and A. The distance from here to the pad is just over 4 miles. This crawler goes slower than a snail's pace. Its maximum speed 1 mile per hour. It's not even going to get close to that for what could be a 10 to 12-hour trip out to the pad.
No surprise with that slow speed because the rocket weighs around 11 million pounds. That was correspondent Peter King. This will be the first manned flight to the moon since Apollo 17 in 1972. Now this message. If you suspect nursing home abuse, call the law firm of Kelly and Grossman at 1-800-ELDERLY. Well, cloudy skies and 33 degrees right now in Midtown. We'll get to traffic and a snowy AccuWeather forecast next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours. Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to Lenseek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product line. Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does Lenseek work? Fast and easy. Just apply at lenseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access
access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply. At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you can get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
If your dad is suffering from mesothelioma, please listen up. After getting him the best medical care, it's time to retain the right law firm for his mesothelioma claim. But be aware that not all law firms are equally qualified. One law firm has amassed $13 billion in settlements and verdicts for mesothelioma survivors. Yes, $13 billion. Recently, this one law firm broke their own New York record with a $117 million verdict for a single client. No wonder this one law firm was just on the cover of Best Lawyers magazine. This experienced law firm is White and Luxembourg, with an army of 500 specialists fighting for people just like your dad or mom. Your dad deserves real justice. So get it with White and Luxembourg. Dial 917-LAWYERS. That's 917-LAWYERS. Attorney advertising.
Well, turns out weight loss drugs could be a moneymaker for the airline industry. We'll explain, but first... It's news time for 11. Let's get you where you need to go with Andre Farrow.
And roads remain wet, so you want to reduce speed, but we have heavy volume if you're using the BQE. Better quickly exit, as they say, heading westbound right now as you pass the LIE in Queens, heading towards the Kosciuszko and heading towards the Williamsburg. You're going to need some extra time, lots of volume there, but once you clear the Williamsburg on the westbound side of the BQE, it gets worse. Heading towards Flushing Avenue, getting flushed down the drain there. And the inbound Gowanus, terrible from 39th Street up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge, Brooklyn bound, also seeing a lot of action. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George Washington Bridge around 15 minutes. Outbound is about the same, but it's mostly cross Bronx delays. Westbound Bruckner slow in the Bronx over by the Hunts Point Drawbridge. And the northbound side of the Deegan heading up towards the 3rd Avenue Bridge is busy. West Side Highway slow from west 135th Street up to the area of the George Washington Bridge. Inbound Lincoln and Holland just around 5 minutes. 139 is slow round trip. Why? They decided to close the Pulaski Skyway. The last check is that they're going to open it around 8:30 tonight, but don't quote me on that because that thing keeps changing. Now, if you're traveling on the northbound Hutch, it's going to be slow from Wilkes Lane up to the Cross County Parkway in Mount Vernon. Traffic sponsored by Hell's Kitchen on Broadway. Andre Farrow, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Hell's Kitchen is the hit Broadway musical from Alicia Keys. It's relatable, raw, and refreshingly fun. A journey that speaks to you no matter where you are, where you've been, or where you're going. Hell's Kitchen. Experience where dreams begin. Get your tickets today. And now the AccuWeather forecast. Let's check in again with meteorologist Carl Erickson.
All right, on in between storms tonight, so no additional snow this evening or overnight. Just some leftover cloudiness, low 32. But a coastal storm bringing more snow back into the picture tomorrow evening. That start time right around daybreak and ending close to midnight tomorrow night. So that window in there where we may pick up around an inch of accumulation in Midtown, 1 to 3 inches across the surrounding boroughs and out across Long Island. So be prepared for slippery streets and sidewalks, especially heading into tomorrow evening. With a high of 34 and back down to 25 tomorrow night as the storm pulls away. Windy behind it on Monday. Sunshine returns, high 36. Even colder with those winds still in place Tuesday, high 25. Currently 33, mostly cloudy, wind southwest at 10 miles per hour. Repeat the current temperature 33, heading down to 32 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson on New York's weather station. 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Well, the growing popularity of weight loss drugs may soon have an unexpected financial benefit for the airline industry.
Jefferies Research Services says as passengers get lighter, airlines can save on fuel. Its analysis found if drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy lead to a 10% slimmer society, total airline passenger weight would decline by 2%, saving airlines 1.5% in fuel costs. That translates to $580 million in fuel savings a year for the top 4 U.S. carriers: American, Delta, Southwest, and United. Airlines have long tried to reduce weight, going so far as to serve hitless olives.
And now that there's a GLP-1 available in pill form instead of only injectables, financial analysts expect even more savings ahead for airlines. That was correspondent Michael Wallace.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied, it's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restauranti, restaurants, nightlife and shops and La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is the problem. Book now and cruise for $199 plus up to $600 onboard credit and kids still free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Scott Stanford here. If the thought of sprucing up your home is keeping you awake at night, put your mind at ease and call my friends at CertaPro Painters. The professionals at CertaPro work fast and they work clean. How do I know? I'm a customer. If you've been putting off a painting project, just give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
On this 3-day holiday weekend, a free concert honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being held this afternoon on the Upper East Side. The Young People's Chorus of New York City and Broadway actress Nikki Renee Daniels among the performers. 1010 Wins spoke with Fernando Nunez, the artistic director for the chorus.
The children are there to inspire our city, to inspire each other, and the two guest artists are there to help us not only perform, but to mentor us and lift our voices even higher for this amazing concert as we celebrate MLK.
The free show taking place at the Brick Presbyterian Church on Park Avenue. Well, a Queens family has joined a growing movement. They're bringing back the landline, hoping it'll help their kids to unplug.
Concerned about their kids and screen time, some parents in Astoria, Queens, decided to go back in time.
We hear a lot about how social media or like the addiction to screens has an adverse effect.
Shan Pacalone and some neighbors put in landline phones.
It's like kind of a joke, like wouldn't it be great if like all the kids could get a telephone and just call each other like we did?
And their kids seem to like it, even though there's a learning curve.
Dialing a phone, memorizing phone numbers.
There's certain skills and things that we learned, I think, growing up that we're in danger of losing.
I don't think we should have a cell phone because I don't want my brain to rot.
Correspondent Steve Kingston, and the latest figures show some 75% of American adults are now strictly wireless, which means their children have zero memory of having to race to the kitchen or living room to answer the telephone.
Attention homeowners in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Have you looked at your insurance policy lately? I'm Paul Zaris from East Coast Motor Club, the company that brought you affordable rates for your car insurance. Call me now at 718-863-2525 for our amazing rates on homeowners insurance. That's right, East Coast Motor Club also specializes in homeowners insurance. If your company is dropping you for a claim or your location, no problem. Visit eastcoastmotorclub.com or call us at 718-863-2525 for a complete review of your homeowner's policy. Your home is the most important purchase you will ever make. Don't take any chances. For more than 40 years, East Coast Motor Club has insured thousands of satisfied customers. So what are you waiting for? Take advantage of our amazing rates and our fantastic customer service. Call 718-863-2525. That's 718-863-2525. Or visit eastcoastmotorclub.com.
Hey, pick up the phone. It's me calling. Hey, folks, it's Gary from the Real Estate Authorities. And let me first say thank you so much. I appreciate the business. 800-200-7317. And if you're looking to sell your property, pick up the phone, because there's not a house I can't sell. If you own a home right now, you've got gold. There's not enough supply for the demand, and money doesn't motivate me. You do. So guess what? I'm not looking to buy your property. I'm not looking to put you in harm's way. I'm looking to get you top dollar for your home, no matter what the situation is. You owe more in your home than it's worth? I'll get your mortgage forgiven and have you walk away debt-free. You have equity? I know how to get you more. I know exactly what needs to be done, but you need to stay away from investors that are lowballing you and trying to take advantage of you. Call me, 800-200-7317. That's 800-200-7317. There's not a house I can't sell. Non-paying tenants or squatters? Not a big deal. 800-200-7317. 800-200-7317.
The most important radio station on the planet for the most important people in the world. 1010 Wins and you.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It is 33 degrees right now at 4:20. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. White winter weather rolling through again tomorrow. After a brief but heavy round of snow earlier today, AccuWeather will have the latest on our forecast just ahead. A fire this morning hit a Queens apartment house. 4 firefighters along 9 hurt. It's